Good morning and welcome back to the channel on quite a damp autumnal day. I'm just down at the compost, the horse manure pile. I mentioned to you last week that you end up with loads and loads of green waste for the compost base, which is true, and that's what I'm going to deal with today. But I'm going to mix in some of this manure as well, just to get some heat into it, hopefully. If I get a chance, it's absolutely siling it down. But let's give it a go. Our manure pile's miles and miles away from my plot. So what I tend to do is I reverse down as far as I can and bring some bags with me and bag it up. It just saves barrowing from one end of the site to the other. We're at the back end of the manure pile. It was about, I'd say, probably 15 to 20 metres long and about, well, a lot higher than I am tall. And as you can see, there's lots of weed in there. But I'm not going to use too much. And hopefully, if it does its job in the compost base, the weed seed will be killed. So, in the process. So let's crack on before I get drenched. Well, it doesn't look like this rain's going to let up. It is forecast. They have said that we'll be getting showers throughout the day and they'll be heavier later on this afternoon. But I can't afford to stop. I've just got to get that Romanesco that bolted out and down to the compost bay. If I achieve that, then at least I've achieved something today. We were down yesterday. We had a committee meeting. I'm not a member of the committee. I just go along. It was the AGM. There were one or two things discussed there. It was quite a fruity meeting, let's just say that. But whilst I was down, I took advantage that Mick and my other plot neighbour Martin were around, and I wanted to see if they'd give me a hand and moving the basket where I thought the rats were. Here's what happened yesterday. It's quite funny. This is just a quick video. We're going to look to rehome the rats that devastated my sweet corn. And we believe them to be living underneath there. Now, you all know that I don't like rats. I'm pretty scared, so as you can see I'm backing off. But Michael and Martin, wait Mick.
You're going around that side.
Yeah, right. I'm standing here because I don't want no time for phone calls, mate. No time for phone calls, Martin.
Hello.
Sorry about this. Right, so we're gonna look to move this. Let's have a right. Are we ready? Slight delay. Right, Mick, just hang on because I'm ready to run. If I dash and this camera goes up in the air, you know what's happened. Right, go on, lift it up. Which way are you taking it? Take it towards Martin. Go. Oh, what's under there? Oh.
They've dragged potatoes in.
Oh, look. Oh, there's nobody living there. Look at that. They've dragged up potatoes in, ate that. Took my poison in and left that. Clever things. Cheers, guys. I can walk past this part of the plot now, not feeling scared. As you saw there, not a big lover of rats, me. And I thought I were quite brave, to be fair, to stand that close. Anyway, I'm just uncovering this Romanesco, and pretty rubbish to be fair. So I'm just going to get rid of the lot, get it broken down into smaller bits and get it down to the compost bay. I don't know, let me see if I can get this one up. Let's see if I can bring this a bit closer. There. Well, that's the tightest one I've had. Somebody tell me if that's edible. I'll put that to one side. As I say, I've never grown these before, so it's all a learning curve for me. Nice flowers though. Right, leave me to get soaking and get this out, and I'll come back to you. So I'm sort of halfway through this, and I've taken out all that, which is very clear and obvious that that's gone to seed. But coming back to these ones, all these are not showing signs of any flower or trying to break into seed. I'll just get closer in. That all seems quite tight still. So I'm going to rely on you, lovely subscribers of mine, to let me know, are these still got a little bit of a chance of producing anything? And I'll wait until next week. And if you say yes they have, I'll leave them in. If, however, you say, Mal, they're absolutely blown, you don't know what you're talking about, get them out, I'll do that as well. Right, I'm going to take shelter for a little bit. One thing that I want to do in this damp, miserable weather is get these onions out. They've done really, really well. And what I don't want to risk is any of that onion white rot, which these have zero. So I want to make sure they don't get diseased. I'm really pleased with these onions. Get the size of that. I can't get my hand around that one. Gosh, I'm getting drenched. But these things you do for the love of growing. There we go, look at them beauties. So that's one bed of the onions out, and I believe these ones are the Ailsa Craig. And I've got the other bed of Bedfordshire Champion to get out, but I'm not doing it today in this weather. It's absolutely siling it down out there now. But as soon as I get a dry spell, they'll be straight out as well. I have got a drying rack, which is the other side of the camera there. I'm going to set that up in the sun shelter and let these dry out for a few days before I make an attempt to tie them. I know there's one or two YouTube videos out there, so I'm going to have a look at those and see if I can manage it. But yes, whilst I was out there as well, I was digging these up, and the rat bait that I've been using was buried right down, probably about that deep in the soil. I thought, what's it doing down there? And I saw the soil move a little bit. So, believe it or not, it's taken me about 20 minutes, 25 minutes to harvest those, because I came in the greenhouse and stood looking at the bed to make sure that they're not underneath the soil. I know, it's pathetic, isn't it? Little rats that big. And believe it or not, I used to be in the army. Used to sleep out in all weathers, in the middle of dense woods and forests. Didn't bother me at all. Back in the day, when you're young, naive, you're not scared of anything. But now, geez, I'm scared of everything. I can't go up a step ladder. I'm scared of rats, mice, frogs. I once got trapped in my garden by a frog. I went down to the bottom of the garden, as you've seen in some of the past videos. We've got steps going up to each level. And I was down at the bottom doing a little bit of work. As I came up the first lot of steps and turned to come up the second lot of steps, there were a massive, I think it was a toad, it was huge, I'm not exaggerating, they were about that big. And it just sat staring at me in the middle of the steps. And I was shouting at wife and she couldn't hear me. So I ended up having to go out of the back gate, walk all the way around the block and come in the house and then get the wife to move the toad. I know, pathetic, but phobias are phobias, aren't they? Anyway, enough about my phobias. The cucumber are looking really good. They put some decent heights on. And the aubergines, they're all coming on lovely. The other cucumber's just attached itself to that wire there. Those seeds, folks, were sown on Boxing Day last year, and that's what we've got. The other cucumber, and these cucumbers in the pot seem to be doing better than that cucumber in the ground there. Right, I'm off for a brew. Brew time, I think. Well, I'm absolutely drenched, and that's the beauty of having a really good waterproofed shed. On days like this, you can come in and seek shelter and wait for the rain to abate, and if it doesn't, you've got to go home, and I think that's where I am today. So folks, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you very much for watching all the videos. I've noticed that there's a few new allotment and gardening YouTubers are coming onto the scene now, which is great to see. And I've subscribed to a couple of them. And it's great to contribute to this brilliant YouTube growing community. I've not had one negative thing to say about YouTube and my experience with it, but certainly all the other socials, Facebook, Twitter, I mean Twitter is just, well, X or whatever they call it, is just, I just cannot look at that. You know, the feeds that are on there are just unbelievable, and I don't want to be sat listening to all these horrible tales, and a majority of them are not true, so I stay clear of those. But YouTube, and in particular the growing element, is absolutely fantastic, and it's great to see these new channels popping up, and it's important for us to support them and each other. So on that note, guys, I'm going to go home. I've bought a joint, a beef brisket. I'm going to slow cook that today for 4 to 5 hours while the wife's at work. I've got a guy coming down to sort out my door frame. I'm having a bit of work done in the kitchen. So I'm going to get myself off, as I say. So look after yourselves. Have a good week. Hopefully a dry one. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Happy growing.